was talking about Bron Breakker, the son of the dog-faced gremlin himself, Rick Steiner. He less than 100 matches. Period. He less than 100 matches in his entire pro wrestling career. He wins the NXT Championship. Clearly, the WWE has a major high level of trust in Bron Breakker. Guy's super athletic. I like him.
They see money. Bro,
Yeah.
if Vince McMahon sees money in somebody, it doesn't matter who your mother is, who your father is, what the past is. He sees money, but yet on the other side of the coin, Chris, this is what I have a problem with. Why isn't he a Steiner, bro? Why isn't he a Steiner? You see money in the kid. It's in the bloodlines, 1,000%. Why are we giving him a gimmick name? Am I right or wrong, Paige?
His first name is Bronson. It's a shoot. It's a badass name, and I've known Bronson for quite a while. But over the last couple of years, we got really tight when he was training because he got drafted by Baltimore, and they literally called him too. They called him up, and he's like, "I'm good." But when he made the move, from there. We've trained numerous times, in my gym. He does the program, and he's all about holding back the hands of time, even though he's only 24. But when they called him Bron Breakker, okay, cool name, but Bronson Steiner's way cooler. That cat hasn't had anywhere near 100 matches and just went 20 plus. And he's working with a phenomenal worker in Tommaso Ciampa. I thought they killed it. The beginning was a little bit slow, but they got a long way to go. That second last half of the match, the cat is money. He's believable. He's as believable as a Brock Lesnar or any of those top guys who were wrestling shoot-ass, badass wrestlers. And Brock is, of course, at the top of the food chain. But, from Kurt Angle on out, he's just like his dad and his nephew. He's a champion as well. Football and wrestling, man. The guy is a badass, and he walks the talk.
When I heard Bron Breakker, I'm like, I just wish they would have just continued the Steiner legacy. There's no need to gimmick it. I just don't understand that. So
the other side of it, I get that they're trying to give him his own path, but he looks just like a fucking Steiner. He looks like a Steiner. There's no.
Yeah, he looks just like a Steiner. With the singlet, with the promo, he did the Steiner recliner. He does the bulldog. He does all Steiner moves.
And he's got quite an arsenal when you think about the kid started at NXT at the Performance Center in February. In February.
Less than a year later, he's champ.
It's easy to see money in him because he lives the gimmick. But when he's backstage or he's with regular people, he's super humble, man. Keeps his feet on the ground. He listens. What do you want me to do? And he's a soldier. He's money, and he could be the face of the company down the line.
You worked with both of them. Paige, what is your best Steiner memory, bro?
Kind of best and the worst, because what had happened is me and Scotty, Vince was booking, and we're doing the last man standing match. And Scotty's foot was screwed up. So we had to work around it. And we had I always had a hell of a match with Steiner, always. And we beat each other up all through the building. It gets to the end. I got blades in both of my wrap-ups, and we were all over the building, and now it's time for us to do the spot where he hits me with a belt. And I swear to God, Scott Steiner, when he comes to that belt, he's coming with the belt, but he never even grazed me, ever. And now I'm laying on my back, and he's stopping me, and I go, Scotty, lost my blades. You got one? No! Boom, he kicks me again. I go, Nick, you got one? No! And now Scotty's getting frustrated, right? I go, come with the belt, bro. What? I said, come with it. And if you watch that, the last second as I turned, I just dropped my head. And boom! He clapped me.
Hard way.
I went back. And I look up and I'm dazed. Right? I go, did we get it? He goes, oh yeah, we got it. And he kicks me right in the forehead. And I was so mad. And Vince will remember this. I'm up. The blood's going down my face. We're trying to do a Steve Austin, finish here with Bret Hart. We're trying to, and TBS, as crazy as they are now, back then, pull the camera back. They pulled the camera back so you can barely even see the blood. Later on, when I watched that, I was so pissed off. I was so pissed off. But, Scotty, I always had great matches with him, man. Always. And, those, and back in the day when I came in as a manager, Dusty also had me in production. So I watched the beginning of Scotty not being the greatest talker and not being able to hold it. But by the time he got to the end, he'd gone like elevation, and turned into a pretty damn good talker.
Bro, here was the gimmick with Scott Steiner because I had the honor and the privilege of producing him.
Okay.
And here's how it worked.
Okay.
I would be standing right there. He'd look at me and he'd say, okay, Vince, what do you want me to say? And I would look back at him and say, are you freaking kidding me, bro? Like, are you freaking kidding me? And he would laugh. I wouldn't say a word, and he would just go, bro, that math promo, I was absolutely blessed by God to be standing right there. Bro, I was literally crying because, bro, to this day, best promo I've ever seen. Best promo I've ever seen in my life, bro. And I was lucky enough to be there, bro.
Let me give you a moment that wasn't my favorite moment at the time at all, but Vince was right there, and he was mad because of something that went down, where Kimberly didn't want to do something, and the curtains were there, and this where people are getting their makeup done and blah, blah, blah. And Scotty went by, and something I won't say on camera because we can't say that here. And Kim heard it. And she came out like, Scotty, like, I really don't want. And now Vince rolls up. And then Kimberly got a little bit of, well, you're going to tell Scotty, you're going to tell Vince what you said? And Vince walks into this. He's like, oh, God, what am I here for? And then she tells him, because Scott didn't say anything, she tells him what he said. This is the classic Scott Steiner line of all time backstage. And Vince goes, Scotty, you can't say that. You can't say that. Apologize. And Scott says, I'm sorry you heard it.
That's sorry for you.
Like, oh my God, Senator's out here. But that was Scotty, man. I'm sorry you heard it.
Bro, the funniest thing, and I learned how to handle Scott. Bro, Scott likes people to believe his persona. So, right. Bro, backstage, he'll be cutting promos. There's an infamous story of him busting into the television truck at WCW, literally foaming at the mouth. Okay, so bro, once I understood that he wanted people to believe the persona, he'd come back, bro. He starts cutting the promo on me. So I would sit there, listen, and then I would just look him dead in the eye, and I'd say, "Okay, Scott, are you done now?" Bro, he would burst out laughing like every single time because he knew, you get smart to it after a while because, bro, and Dallas will tell you this. I tell you, Paige, when I would see Scott rolling around in the ring with his kids, bro, that's the real Scott Steiner, bro.
If there was one person that you would manage in all of professional wrestling, Paige, who would it be?
If I was going to come back in my old school heel manager days, I would convince McIntyre to shift and heel, and he would be a monster killer.
Wow.
I love his work. He works like he's 200 pounds. Sometimes he works like he's 160. He does some flying stuff. He's cut a lot of that back. But
Vince Russo, other than Bear Mahan, who you will manage, who else would you manage, Vince Russo?
Bro, without a shadow of a doubt, somebody that they are totally wasting, that they've totally screwed up, that we don't even see him anymore. Without a shadow of a doubt, Elias, bro. This guy, bro, let me tell you something. You can say a lot of things about me. One thing that I am very good at is identifying the it factor. I can look at somebody and know Elias has the it factor, bro. And the fact that we haven't seen him on TV, he's still under contract. They've stopped and started with him so many times. God, I would love to work with him, man.
I thought they were going to go with him for a little while there. And then it was like start and stop. But that's how some things happen there,
Some type of mass exodus of NXT. William Regal, gone. Scott Armstrong, gone. Samoa Joe, gone. Why in the world are we seeing this mass exodus of NXT? I know that they're doing a rebrand, but at the same time, someone like a William Regal, we'll start with you, Vince. Someone like a William Regal, who was such a gem to the WWE, if he's not in the NXT role, with all of his wisdom, why not park him somewhere else, Vince?
Bro, I think Paige will tell you this as well. We got to remember, Chris, when you're in the wrestling business, when you're actually in it and you understand it, you know one thing, bro. Bro, there's always an end date. It's going to end, bro. Whether it's a 6-month run or a 6-year run, or bro, it's always going to end. Your last day is always going to come, and then they're going to come in with the next guy. Bro, it's the business, and it's how the business works. And that's it, bro. Like all those guys, all those veterans that were released, Road Dogg and Scott Armstrong and Steven Regal, bro, they'll tell you the same thing. They know that. They know, bro, this is a great gig as long as we have it, but there's going to be an end date. I don't think the young talent understand that, Chris. I think they think like this is a forever thing. So all of a sudden when they're cut, it's, oh my God, they're doing videos online crying.
Yeah.
Bro, these veterans know if I got 10 years out of this, this was a pretty good run. So, I mean, I think that's what everybody needs to understand, bro. When you start, there's an end date. I mean, Paige, would you agree?
100%. That's the animal that is the business. But I really was surprised by Regal because he's so revered. He's so revered from top to bottom. And so I was really surprised at that one, but no one else. I mean, everybody is on a hamster, cage. And that's the same thing for AEW. Just because they're new and young, everybody's got a release date. You're going to see guys and girls start to get released according to who can produce, because they're always looking for the next cream of the crop. And who's gonna move the needle?
Terry Taylor has a history with Triple H, been there forever. Terry Taylor was not released. Jeremy Borash has been working very, very closely with Triple H. JB wasn't released. So I don't know how much of that is true because, bro, like I said, I mean, Paige knows. Terry and Triple H have a history from terrorizing.
You know, first of all, Terry Taylor was always like super, super good to me, man. His wife, like, I'm at the bottom of the card. Like, I just flipped over to wrestler, and I drive with Terry, and I work with Terry, and I can remember him slowing me down. You know, when we worked together and stuff. He actually came down to the power plant too and worked with us. And one night, you know, early evening, you know, leaving the power plant like at 5:30, and we decided to go to a strip club. And it was me, Terry, and Paul. And Paul didn't drink. So he was like the perfect guy to bring with you because, you know, he's a designated driver.
He's Mr. DD. Yeah.
Yeah, he went to the restroom, and as he left, this is right in the beginning, Terry said, I really like that kid. He's got your work ethic. I said, yeah, and his age. You know, he was 14 years younger than me, you know, and I knew that he was going to make that break because, you know, growing up in, you know, Boston area and up north New Hampshire, I think is where he's really from. But, you know, you grow up with the WWF. That's what you grew up with. So, you know, all roads, like for me growing up in Jersey, all roads led to the WWF to me, you know, and that's where I was going to end my career no matter what. Kind of like Vince said, it's kind of like, nah, not really. Has anything to do with Triple H, you know?
I am surrounded with royalty. I have two former WCW World Heavyweight Champions on the same screen as me. Okay, I can only hope and dream to be around this much excellence in my lifetime. So I thank you both for being a part of my childhood dreams of being surrounded with world champions, ladies and gentlemen.